Okay, so graphing scale number 3. So we need to talk about scaling axes. Axes is the plural form of axis, which you're familiar with. This is the main thing that students struggle with, and I take points off all the time for it. There are a few important things that we need to talk about. So step one, when you're looking at all the data that you need to graph, you want to find the largest number to be graphed. So that's pretty easy, right? So divide the largest number to be graphed by how many boxes or how many lines you have on your graph. Okay? And the reason we're going to do this is because we don't want all of our data smushed up on just part of our graph. We want to spread it out as far as we can. So after we divide, we might have to round up to get an easy number to count by. For example, if we get 1.9 seconds, we want to round that up to 2. It would be really difficult to count by 1.9s, but it would be really easy to count by 2s, right? Okay, step 3 is use a rounded number to mark off the intervals along the axes. So all that means is we want to count by that number on our axes. And you want to count by that same number each time. So, and the other thing to be noted here is you want to count by starting at 0. Okay? So here's an example. You want to find the largest number to be graphed. So you can see here the largest number is 40. Okay, so what number do I count by? So let's go ahead and just assume our graph has 10 boxes, because that's going to be an easy number. So 10 places to put numbers. So remember, if you need to, go ahead and round up. So we take our largest number, and we're going to divide by how many boxes we have. And we said we're going to use 10 just because that's an easy number to work with. So you're going to take 40, divide by 10. So that's going to be 4, right? So we're going to count by 4s. Okay, so say here's our spot that we need to graph. We're going to start with 0. Every single line has to equal 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 48, 32, 36, and 40. And if you need to, get a calculator out and make sure you do that correctly. Okay? Okay, graphing skill number 4, plotting points. And you guys have been doing this. Okay, so plotting points can be easy if you follow these simple steps. So you're going to select the first pair of values from the data table, x and y. And you're going to go up from the number on the x-axis, that's the bottom one, right? And then over from the number on the y-axis. And where these 2 points meet, you're going to put a point. And just repeat that for each pair. Okay, so we have a graph here, and notice that I went ahead and labeled the axes for you because you're an expert at that now, and I went ahead and scaled them for you as well because now we're an expert at that. So if we go ahead and look in our data table here, it says how far a toy car traveled at different ramp heights. And this is actually one of the labs we'll do this semester. So at height ramp of 5 centimeters, I have a distance traveled of 1 meter. So we can go ahead and plot that point there. And then at 10 centimeters, we have 2 meters traveled. And at 15 centimeters, we have 3 meters traveled. Okay? Okay, graphing skill number 5, best fit line or curve. So with scatter plots, it's important to put a best fit line or curve through these plots where relationships exist. So what you're trying to do is notice a pattern or trend in the data. So you're going to draw a line or curve that represents that trend. So you're not going to connect the points here, guys. So for points that are not on the line, you should go about halfway above the line or halfway below the line. The sum of the distance between the line and all the points above should be approximately the sum of the distance between the line and all the points below. Your line should not extend beyond the range of your data. So you shouldn't extend your line past the data. Okay, so we're going to draw a best fit line in both of the scenarios. So I'll do the first one here. See how the line goes straight through the points, and see how the lines are halfway above or below the line. Same thing with the second one here. The line goes straight through the middle. The lines above or below the line are like halfway. Okay, so for these two, let's see if you can do it. So try to draw a best fit line on these two. Okay, so this is how I would draw number 3. So basically the first and last point are exactly in a line, and then the other ones kind of are halfway in between. And then on number 4, this is how I would do it. I'd try to get as many points on that line as possible, and then the couple of the other ones are halfway in between. So we can do this with a curve as well. So let me do the first one for you, and then you can try the second one. So you just want to touch as many of the points as possible. This is a little bit harder for me to do on the computer. See if you can do that second one. Okay, and this is how I would do that second one. You have a few that are outliers there. Okay, so let's practice these few new skills. We have a few more to learn. Thanks.